What's up? It's Lukie, and I'm going to be breaking down my fight of the week this week, which is Erickson Lubin versus Ardreal Holmes on Pro Box TV. It's a title eliminator. Fantastic matchup. If you got nothing to do on a Saturday night, definitely tune into this fight because it's not gonna hurt you. You're gonna leave pretty happy. You're gonna leave like you ate a moon pie. In my book, when you eat a moon pie, that's one of those good Saturdays. So Erickson Lubin, to me, was one of the best amateurs I had ever seen. Now, it makes me also wonder, at that point, what did I really know? That would have been about 2014 or so. And, you'd like to believe you get smarter each year. With me, I'm not sure if that's true. Lubin was an outstanding amateur. He hit the pros and was passing every check mark. He had the sledge and all the expressions for his hands and his hooks and how hard he hit like a hammer. And then he had a first-round knockout to Charlo, really set him back. Then he rebuilt and took on Fundora and got stopped there. So against the elite-level competition, there's been a durability issue with Lubin, but he's done a good job at, winning the fights he needs to. And now he's with a very good coach, Mark Frick, in Florida. So that's really good. Ardreal Holmes, he's not somebody that's going to wow you, but he's the kind of guy that gives me the heebie-jeebies, like a lot of cobwebs in a basement, and you're hoping there's not a huge spider that's like out of a video game, like an NES boss spider that comes out to try to attack you, the kind that's like 8 feet tall or something. Maybe it's just me that thinks that, but Ardreal Holmes reminds me of that. Doesn't really have a ton of power, per se. Maybe he has more if he sits down on shots, but he's a good, slick boxer. He's tricky. He's got a ton of experience. His last fight, he didn't look good at all. He got walked down a lot in the fight, but he won the fight, but it was really not a great performance. That being said, guys like Ardreal Holmes typically perform better in these opportunities, and he's really, really tricky. So the thing is, Holmes is coming in, I think, believing that he can pull off the upset. I don't even think he views it as an upset. Things like Lubin, he's fighting in Florida. Lubin's comfortable in Florida. Holmes is a tricky guy because he can, two things can happen with him. He can work himself into a hard fight thinking he's kind of like J.R. Smith in this regard, an NBA player, where I think J.R. Smith sometimes was dribbling a lot and he thought he was doing stuff, but he really wasn't. He was just dribbling in the same spot. I think Ardreal Holmes sometimes puts himself on the ropes and thinks he's doing more than he is, and he gets himself in trouble. But then when he catches rhythm, he's really slippery and he's tough to catch in the ring. And that could give Lubin issues. And more so on this being a title eliminator, this dress rehearsal for bigger fights for both of these guys. So they're going to get bigger opportunities after this fight. And that's a big thing to remember, that not just is it this fight that matters. They're prepping for the Fundoras, the Xander Zayases, the Virgil Ortizes, the Israel Madrameov. Those are the type of fights they're going to go into after this. So it's going to be interesting to see the performance and to compare them amongst the elite, because they're really going back up to that top tier of competition. So I'm excited for this because two up-and-comers, Lubin, now a veteran, he was younger, tried to fast track, it didn't go his way. And Ardreal Holmes, a guy that probably feels as though he should be mentioned amongst the best, but for whatever reason isn't. So that's my take on the fight. Now we're going to switch over, and I'm going to give you some of the undercard.